Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from J.W. Buddy, and it's been brewed under license from Buddy's Brewhouse in Michigan, USA. It's been brewed by Global Brands Limited in the UK, and it's their Buddy's Bourbon Flavoured beer with honey, with a hint of honey. There you go. There's the bottle cap. Let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. But before we do, or whilst we do, I'd like to thank our sponsors, beersofeurope.co.uk. Make sure to check them out. They've got a selection of interesting brews from all over the world, from America to Belgium to Germany, all the really important kind of beer pillars, countries, big beer countries. They'll have beer from them, so check them out. They are the UK's largest online beer store and probably have the largest beer store in the UK. It's a huge place down in Norfolk, I believe, down that way. But yeah, check them out. This is where we got this. So beer in the glass. It's a golden coloured beer. Its carbonation is rising up the glass kind of smoothly. It's not rushing up there. It's not overly carbonated. It's a straw coloured, golden coloured beer. It's very clear, no kind of haze there at all. Head's dissipated quite quickly. The ABV on this one is 5.1%. So it's a bourbon flavoured beer with a hint of honey. So it doesn't sound like it's been aged in bourbon barrels. What they mean by bourbon flavoured might mean that they've used some kind of oak chip, something like that, to flavour the beer. But let's see what it's like. Let's see if we can pick up some of that bourbon and honey. Oh wow, that is really, the honey is so prominent. The honey is so prominent. It's like you've just opened a jar of honey and you've stuck your nose in. Wow, I've had some honey beers in the past. Your Waggle Dance and other beers, and they've not kind of had any aroma of honey. They've said they put it in, but it must be kind of a little kind of drop in the great big vats they brew it in. But this, on the other hand, that is punching with honey. It's really sweet, lovely honey aroma to this beer. I've got to dive into this. Seems good. Wow. That is so different. That is so different. And after nearly 1,200 beers reviewed on this channel, lately we've been coming across very different beers on the channel, and it's great to come across them because it's just nice to get a bit of difference in there. And how and why, if you're asking, is this so different, is that it's so sweet. It is such a sweet beer. You've got a lot of beers are balanced with hops and malts. This beer, and some of the time you'll get a beer that's balanced far over. It's way not too bitter, but it's been brewed to be very bitter, and it's outbalanced by purpose. This beer is almost in the opposite direction. It's not really hoppy and bitter at all, but it's extremely sweet. It's really sweet with that honey in there. It seems wow. It's it's unbelievably sweet. Now, unfortunately for me, I haven't really got a sweet tooth when it comes. Definitely I got a sweet tooth for chocolate and chocolate, but I haven't really got a sweet tooth when it comes to beers. I'm not really a fan of sweet beer, so wow, it's so full of honey, so full. It's very strong. If you're thinking IBUs and you get the big 80 to 90 IBU beers and they're huge, you know, and you're like, wow, this beer is massively bitter. This is so in the opposite direction. It's so sweet. It's so sweet it almost hurts. For me, personally, I could just about finish a bottle of that, I imagine, at 5.1%. It's not the ABV that's the problem. For me, it's so sweet. I'd be looking to go straight onto something else. It's not a sessionable beer for me. No. But I mean, if you do like your sweet beers, if you have a really sweet tooth, you might like it. So this review is for you, really. If you've got a sweet tooth, buy it. If you don't have a sweet tooth, you may want to stay clear of it. You may want to give it a miss and try something else. The beer is just, for me, there's not an awful lot to say about the beer apart from how sweet it is and how much of a honey taste this beer has. It's so sweet and full of honey that it's really masking anything else in the beer. So there we go. There's JW Buddy's Bourbon Flavoured beer with a hint of honey. I would have changed it round. I would have called it Buddy's Honey Flavoured beer with a hint of bourbon, because it's not really there, the bourbon. It's global brands if you really want to Google them, but check out www.buddysbrewhouse.com if you want to check out the website. Rating. Wow, too sweet for me, way too sweet. Well, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 beer for me, real ale craft beer. Not my cup of tea, but I will reiterate, if you are a sweet toothed beer lover, then go and try it. Thanks for watching us, Real Ale Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.